Everybody, I'm here with a quick story on Bethenny Frankel. You know what? I was trying to really figure Bethenny out, right? Bethenny has the money. She can really sit back, do nothing the rest of her life, and she probably will be okay, and so will her daughter. And that doesn't mean that that's what she needs to do, right? But I was just wondering, like, for someone who is wealthy, well off, in the position as Bethany, why would she always want to be so controversial and just keep having her name, out there on page 6, TMZ, Radar Online? Why does she do that? And the only conclusion I can come up with, Bethany is one of those people where money's not enough. She wants the fame. She wants her name to always be out there. She wants everybody to continuously talk and say her name. And why am I saying that? She recently did an interview on her podcast with Nene Leakes, and Bethany said, not Nene, Bethany said that you know what, Andy Cohen is gross. He asks these crazy questions when you come on Watch What Happens Live, and all of the guests are subjected to this scrutiny, and he's gross for even asking these questions. And I sat there, I said to myself, does Andy ask some shady questions? Absolutely. Do you have to answer them? Absolutely not. But not only that, if you felt he was so gross and he asked these very shady questions that had people put their back against the wall, and then the next day they're in trouble with maybe fellow castmates or sometimes friends or whatever the case may be, why would you go there again and again and again and again and again and again? Why? Why would you do that? Andy Shady, he asks these gross questions, but yet you find yourself on Watch What Happens Live more than one time. Are you glutton for punishment? I think if I didn't like somebody and I didn't like the way they handle their business, I'm not about to go back. Anyway, guys, we're going to get more into this story right after this. All right, guys, I'm going to share screen. Go down. So Bethenny Frankel lashes out at gross Andy Cohen for asking problematic questions on Watch What Happens Live. Okay, so don't expect to see Bethenny Frankel on Watch What Happens Live anytime soon. The former Real Housewives of New York City star blasted Andy Cohen on Thursday's episode of her Just Be podcast, accusing him of asking his talk show guests problematic questions. The last time I went on that show, I was with my daughter, and he was asking these questions like, who's the ugliest housewife? And you're like, oh, let me think. Frankel told her guest of the week, former Real Housewives of Atlanta star Nene Leakes. Frankel seemed to be posing a hypothetical example, as Cohen didn't actually ask her that when she last appeared on the talk show in December. So she last appeared on the talk show in December, and she had appeared many, many times before that. So in December of 2022, you didn't know he was gross, okay? Before that, but you went there as late as December. All right, Bethenny, but we'll hear you out. Still, Frankel told Leakes that the questions being asked on the late night talk show are that bad. Okay, that's Bethenny Frankel and Nene. Okay, those two together. He'll ask stuff like, who's the worst mother? Questions that are so problematic. Frankel, who left Ronnie for a second time in 2019, went on to say that she feels Cohen is always protected, while the guests on the show get effing skinned alive, comparing it to tobacco sauce poured all over their naked bodies. We're out there being thrown like pieces of meat just to get ripped apart by the press, she told the former Glee star. It's all just seems so gross. But you're there. Then you're taking pictures. Okay. She's full of crap. But anyway, those are my thoughts about Bethenny. Frankel's new attack on Cohen comes in the midst of her ongoing battle against him. Bravo and NBC Universal, which she and Leaks also discussed in the two-part episode. Okay, earlier this year, the Skinny Girl CEO wondered why reality TV stars weren't getting involved in the Hollywood Writers and Actors Guild strike for fair pay and better contracts. After she encouraged fellow reality stars to unionize, she hired a team of attorneys to go after NBC Universal, and with her lawyer's help, she accused Bravo's parent company of manipulating reality TV stars with alcohol and condoning the distribution of revenge, PORN. Okay. Being easy, you know how YouTube hates certain words. NBC Universal is committed to maintaining a safe and respectful workplace for cast and crew on our reality shows. An NBC Universal spokesperson told Page Six when responding to the accusations in August. At the outset, we require our third-party production partners to have appropriate workplace policies and training in place. Because of Frankel's battle against Bravo, her friendship with Cohen deteriorated. During an August episode of Teen Coco's Literary with Rob Lowe podcast, she said, I could tell you with great certainty that everyone at Bravo likely despises me, including Andy Cohen, because it's very personal and because they have to protect the realm. That's what Bethenny said, okay? On September 22nd, it was stated that NBC Universal would be strengthening its workplace guidelines for reality shows, and Frankel quickly reacted on Instagram. The change is happening. The reality reckoning is here, she wrote in a caption before adding that the conversation is far from over. We are just getting started. As her latest podcast episodes prove, she certainly wasn't joking. Okay, so of course, Pace, Bravo, NBC Universal, all of them, they're not, responding. Listen, in terms of reality shows, they're crazy. And they do they do need a lot of guidelines wrapped around them. And we have seen this from shows on Bravo to VH1 and everything in between. All of these reality shows seem to be very problematic. I think that it would do Bethany good instead of taking this thing so personal with Andy Cohen, leave it universal with Bravo, NBC Universal, and all of that, and sue them for what you want to sue them for. But all the dramatics of, oh, he's gross because he asks the guests these certain questions and so forth and so on, the guests can refuse to respond. Okay, there's been many guests that was like, nah, I passed, not answering that. You can refuse to respond. In addition to refusing to respond, you can simply not go on the show and go back ever again if you really feel that he's so gross. Listen, guys, chat with me in the comments, and when I get an opportunity, I will chat back. Don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe. Hit the notification bell so that every time I upload a video, you will be notified. If you are a subscriber, welcome back. Everybody out there, thanks for watching. Hit the like button, people, and I'll see you in the next video.